Coming live from the Midwest and the West Coast, Two Dudes and Technology. I'm Steve, and he's not. Who are you,
I'm
Tom?
Snot.
It's not.
And I'm Tom. Um, I can't see myself. I don't know what's going on. I think there's that gallery. Yeah, I got to put it on gallery. That's what it is.
For the first time in a while, I'm
There
seeing
we
both
go.
of us. But then again, when you go technology, you replace me. So,
Yeah. So, um, you know what I was thinking today was the use of technology by to deceive. Deceit and deceive. And so what got me going was, you remember like a year ago or so that with the Royals, Kate was like in some kind of cancer treatment. There was something going on, and then she missed out on some family thing. They've got their schedule, whatever. And anyway, so then they sent out these photos that said, "Oh yeah, no, everything's fine. Here's a picture of the family." Blah 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 blah. And all the debunker people were like, "Well, that's the same one from a year ago when they were in some other place." And look, you can even see the kids got the same shirt on, you know, and stuff like that. So now we've got the McConnell stuff that they're sending out now, and I haven't seen, and this is the trouble with all this, is how do you know what's true? How do you know who's telling you the truth? You know what's going on? I don't know, but they're saying it's the same picture from 2 years ago, and it's just been cropped and make him look like he's in the hospital now.
so do you think he's dead?
God, I don't know. I think,
No, seriously,
honestly,
do you think he's dead?
no. I don't think he's dead. I
Just
think
incapacitated and should
Yep.
be.
He's been incapacitated for 3 months, even though he was walking around.
Well,
You know,
if we were really being honest, he's been incapacitated for 2 years.
baby. And he's
Seriously.
not the only one. That's the problem. He is not even close to the only one. You know, I bet there's six or seven other people that have really terrible. You know, they don't show up. They don't vote. Nobody ever sees them. They don't meet with their people in their towns, and it goes on for months sometimes.
You know, I don't know that their policing of themselves will ever work.
Yeah,
Even
good call.
Democrats policing Republicans and vice versa, because there's just too many cookie jars.
And there's too much money in the
in
cookie
that building.
jars,
Well,
right?
the cookie jars are exactly what they sound like. They're a place to go get their handouts.
Yeah.
The freebies.
Yeah, and it's the problem with the system because, you know, what is it? There's like, I don't even know the number, but there's dramatically more lobbyists than there are politicians. You know, there's 500 people in the Senate and 100 people in the Senate and not quite 500 in the House. So 600 lawmakers, and I bet there's 6,000 lobbyists. You know, it's ridiculous.
So Pete Hegseth was in the military.
Mhm.
That's his only credential to be Secretary of Defense.
That he served, not as a leader or went to the academy or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, just he served. He did.
Right. He was just a grunt.
And then he went to Fox and he was a commentator and he stirred shit up and they, I don't know. I don't know why people vote for who they vote for anymore. There's no accountability. Both parties, they do whatever the hell they want, and people just don't. Half people don't even care. You know, half the people don't vote. First, half don't register. Of the ones that register, half don't vote.
Not to be impertinent, but when your mom told you what to do, did you just basically wait till she left before you did what you wanted?
Pretty much, yeah.
So it's ingrained in us that, like there are certain sections or sectors of society that are a little bit more neighborhood policed, where uncles and aunts and whoever are looking out for you, type of thing. Smaller towns,
Yeah.
but I mean, I I am sad that Lindsey Graham has passed away. He got across the aisle quite a bit, and it's why Trump didn't like him in the beginning. Was Lindsey Graham did business with John McCain and what was the other
Well,
other?
and that's what I don't like about these guys who had some pride and had, they had some accountability, and they just, after a while, they just fall in line. They all do it.
Aren't we as a society all kind of waiting with bated breaths for Donald Trump to run the gamut? I mean, you don't really have any hope of them impeaching him, right? So getting it through the next 2.5 years, and like with Obama, they made Obama do all of the signatures. They wouldn't pass anything
Yeah.
for him. So executive order.
Right.
He did what he knew he could do. He was a brilliant man.
Yeah. And then he showed the way, and now they just have taken that. Biden ran with it. Trump runs with it. They're all like, well, shit. I can get away. I can make this guy my acting secretary of CIA, and I don't have to get him confirmed.
So as a society, are we better off with the way that it is? It's been the same way for
50 years.
250 years.
Yeah.
So are we better off with the way Trump's doing business and igniting flames? He's setting fires in kitchens just to see idiots run out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
What are you going to carry out? In other words.
Yeah.
And I don't like him. I don't. But I'm in favor of voter registration. I mean, you almost have got to show an ID to get fireworks. You got to be 18 or older to buy fireworks. So you got to show an ID to get fireworks.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we hold society accountable for voter registration?
Yeah,
They're not.
I have no issue, except when they start making it, you have to have a passport and stuff like that. Where there's people who have never had a passport, never needed a passport. Why? You know what I'm saying? When they start putting the bar in the wrong place. Because I think as a country, everybody should have ID from the government. Everybody should vote. We should have 24 hours off across the whole country to vote. No excuses. Everybody get your ass out there and vote. That's my opinion. I think that our involvement as people sucks. Because like I was saying, half don't register, half that register don't vote, and then only half of the ones that voted picked the winner. It's only an eighth of the people.
So did you make it to the last time they set a poll up in your precinct?
Yeah, I always vote. Well, I mail. I actually fill it out, and then I take it by the library and I drop it in the box.
Because
I took my mom a couple years ago when Trump first started, you can't trust, and she started quizzing the people at the drop location, and it was at the police station, and it was right next door. It was like the city hall or something, and she didn't trust him because she kept hearing that you can't trust him. You can't trust him. So
she didn't get hauled away in handcuffs, though, right?
No, she didn't. She knew when to shut up.
So, I watch these auditors, and some of them are they're flagrant in their behavior. They're trying to incite a problem because they want to see how everybody behaves when there's consequences on the line.
Yeah.
How is the courts going to handle this? How are the police going to handle this? How is the mayor going to handle it? The librarian, the postmaster, all these people. Do you know what is real? And don't try faking us out.
Yeah.
They're not. But then you got guys that are baiting them, calling them names, just trying to get them to come back. And
absolutely. Especially when you see all the ones where they are standing outside the front door to the DMV and they're videoing people. And people are like, I don't want to be on the video. And they start arguing with them, and they're like, well, here we go, First Amendment, let's go down the road. And they're just looking for content. They want conflict, because what, conflict, corruption, that's what leads, that's what gets people interested.
Well, the truth be told, is some corrupt institutions that are well served being exposed, because it forces these Nepo sergeants, Nepo, and, in that nepotism where they just hire their grandkids,
Right.
And the same stupidity inhabits that office. And
Yeah.
and back here, I don't know. I'm sure California's got a bunch of Chester and Willits and Wairika. I mean, what do they got? 24,000 people each.
Yeah.
Paradise, was a dead end road.
Yeah, literally.
But there's corruption. I may crash. I'm down to 20% of my battery. But if I do, I do.
Well, this is the difference in your generation and my son's generation. Because I get my phone, I'm like, oh shit, I'm at 31. I need to plug this in. My son's like, oh, got charged up to 9. I'm good to go. I'll go burn it. It'll last me an hour. Shit, I'm good. We're always worried that, I'm going to lose it. They don't care.
Right. And this is the first time I've had something like this going on, where it wasn't just, talk to you tomorrow type of thing.
Yeah.
But so back to the technology aspect, kind of wanting to go a different direction. You're wanting to get back into the content development, or?
Well, we've just kind of went in a bunch of different directions.
Well, we just videotaped our chats is all we've done.
Absolutely. And we kind of needed to, because I didn't even know what the heck this entailed. And for me, on my side, as far as learning the editing and all that, it's been a great success for me. But just on that side, I don't think our podcast is a success. We have 3 viewers. So I know we could do better. But and the reason I was asking, I just did a thing today at work. It was an hour-long module on how to use AI. We're getting this all the time now at my work. To use AI, make you more not more better. I can't. That's not even an English sentence. But improve you, right? So
productive.
Yeah, make you more productive. And so we could do we could have AI like, hey, what do we need to do to have what should we talk about in technology, or and use it like that somehow to actually create something.
Again, I read a lot of clickbait, and you're helpful in helping me identify it. But I read an article about them potentially making us, or maybe it'll give us a break on our insurance, but they're wanting video in the cabs of all vehicles. I mean, Big Brother here. Yeah. Let me set up an angle from my, and.
Well, yeah, and how many times have there been stuff on the road that if you could have videoed it, you've been like, wow, either somebody did something totally, asinine and illegal that should have probably been reported, or there was an accident that you witnessed, but you didn't have any way of really being a witness,
Yeah, I don't see how I could have pulled it off, but I'm out on my motorcycle one day, and from the closest true intersection, you go immediately down a hill. So you get the benefit of down the hill, and then you go back up the hill. And as you crest the hill, you can kind of see the intersection, but then you dive, and I've got a left-hand turn that's 120, 130 yards down the hill. So I saw a motorcycle passing, coming up it's just 2 lanes for the last 2 miles of my commute. But this asshole came roaring down the hill, and as I got my arm extended pointing that I'm going to make this turn, the asshole revved his motor and passed me on a double yellow at my intersection. At my intersection. Had I basically mentally flipped him the bird, we both crash.
Yeah.
Because he was flat out teaching me a lesson. Well, again, back to the cameras. I don't know that I could have got, but if I've got and I don't know if they're legal or not, but mount them on your helmet.
The GoPros, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Traffic. I had a woman, she can't be much older than me, but in my small group class, she was a English teacher in Japan for 6 or 7 years and did Christian ministry and missionary work. But I was talking about traffic so much that she mocked me. Oh, not traffic again. What? This is relevant shit.
When you're living it, that definitely is.
Well, and I want to ask everybody, to what level of accountability should we hold ourselves? Are we all looking for a way to take advantage of other people, whether it's in traffic or getting in the 10 items or less lane
with 11?
I've seen assholes just show up with the whole cart, man. And
well, that's why they say it's about, around here anyway, about 15, because they don't want to have the argument.
No,
just don't bring a full cart through, But then they don't hire any people, so there's only 2 lines, and then you've got 9 of the self checkouts, and there's no waiting. And it just makes people go like, well, screw it.
They don't bag your groceries at Winco, do they?
No.
Yeah, so we started bagging our own groceries. We carry our own bags in. I guess you do too.
Yeah.
It's only reasonable.
And they just scan it and send it down a belt, and that's it. And they're done.
And they got 2 belts. You got a double belt there?
Yep. Same thing. But like I say, you can be the 6th person in line, and you can look over at the self check, and there's only 2 people. And there's 9 stations. Actually, I think there's 11, So I can understand, though, sometimes people will go, fuck this. I'm just going to go check out, This is ridiculous. But
if I'm by myself and I just grab 3 or 4 items, I'm as likely as not to go through the self-check, because it'll take cash. It's not giving you any pennies anymore.
Well, ours won't. You can't do self-check cash. You have to only do a card.
Really?
Yeah, they took the cash thing out a few months ago.
We went through a Aldi's the other day, and the young man had to get up and go scan everything up 5 and bigger. 5s, 10s, 20s, and 50s, 100s all had to go through a money scanner.
Oh.
The pins aren't detecting.
Counterfeit. Yeah. Yeah, because the paper might be right and the rest of it's bogus.
But here's an interesting thought or topic: how technology has changed automobile car enthusiasts. Not just necessarily the all electric, but the computers that you've got a machine in your personal repertoire to plug into a computer for it to tell you
what codes
sensor.
Yeah. Oh man, I was going to go somewhere. I forgot. Go ahead, talk some more. It'll come back to me. I got nothing. I was thinking about the car thing. What was it? I don't remember now. But anyway, no. So as far as we do this every time. We talk about places we could go with this conversation and with this broadcast, but then we get all off and we go a different direction. And so that's what I'm wondering. Do we put in ChatGTP? Give us 5 steps to establishing a routine with our podcast or something like that, and let technology help us. It's supposed to, but I don't think we're letting it.
They don't even charge. The podcasts generally don't have any fees associated with viewing them, do they?
No. No, all the money's on the advertising side. If you've got an audience, that's how they get paid, right?
We could probably just inquire of ChatGPT. Excuse me. Most popular podcasts. You just wonder if the Kelsey brothers and Joe Rogan and
Yeah, I went and saw Dana Carvey and David Spade, and basically their act was talking about their podcast. And join us on our podcast. We'll explore this in more detail. It's all just this secular thing. So I don't know,
Cyclatory.
We could get AI to get my language together. So latest with the mom thing. This is one of those things that is why families fight and why people don't talk in families. So we spent four years taking care of that crazy lady. So now the getting her out of the house part has taken, that was another month or so of in and out and hospitals and all that. And finally, she seems to have a home. It's not great, but she's in a place. We don't have her any longer. So we moved on from that. So Dawn was getting a check every month for like room and board. I don't even know, $1,400 or so. It was a deal. But anyway, so she left like the middle of June. So they weren't going to send her any money for June because she's not living there anymore. Then they turned off. She has a credit card from her mom, and she used it. She went to Walmart today to get some Depends because the facility is out, and they asked her if she could supply some. She said sure. So she went down. She got them. It denied the card. They froze the card.
GPS?
No, the family.
Her family shut down the finances.
Yep. After 4 years, nobody visiting, nobody taking her, nobody doing anything. And
are they flipping Don the bird with that, or
aren't
what?
they? Aren't they? It's bullshit. It's unbelievable. She's the only one that goes and sees her. Nobody else goes and sees her. Will ever go see her again. No one. She's the only one, and they froze her card. She can't go get her chocolates for her birthday or anything off of her card. I mean, she can get her stuff, but they've just completely cut the string. So she had to get a prescription. She has to get a prescription, had a copay at the doctor, and had the Depends. And she had to pay for them all herself.
ChatGPT will help Dawn write a letter that won't offend the family, but basically say, how are you planning on providing me funds so that I can get the diapers that mom needs? How am I to get her pharmaceuticals? Are you going to be coming down? What do you want me, and
Right,
ChatGPT will help you compose a really beautiful, sensitive letter. Yep.
This is true.
And it's as big a flip a bird to them. She could all the while be, making sure her mom, isn't out on a ledge.
Yeah, she goes and sees her, not every day, but multiple times a week. She's the only one. I couldn't believe she told me. I was like, that's just why, over. And it's not like she's using a credit card and they're going, oh my God, why did she take out $300 at the casino?
Right.
It's not. It's at Walmart.
$7.14 at Walgreens.
Hey, that's Babe Ruth's home runs.
Hey.
So All-Star game is tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
They had something today. Home runs or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, they had the futures game yesterday.
Yes, I don't.
But because the screenwriters went out on strike a few years back, that's what was on television yesterday afternoon was the futures game.
Yeah.
Cheap ass, no production, no writers required sports.
Yep.
And as a sports fan, this is a dream season. I mean,
Yeah.
because of the sports. I mean, we're getting both minor and major league baseball for 3 or 4 teams televised in our market. So there's 10 to 15 sports related shows per week going on now.
Fox had at least 2.5-hour pre-game show for the FIFA soccer game the other day, which was during the day. It, like you say, it was their whole schedule was just World Cup, because they got 3 people sitting around a camera that nobody knows who they are, but one cute girl and 2 dudes that used to play the sport.
Right.
And they just sit and yammer. They show replays of previous games. They talk about them as if they're contributing something. Yeah.
And then they show their fans partying in the streets. Cut to the fiesta in Portugal.
Yeah, absolutely. So yesterday when we went down, so I've got the McKinnon curse. The McKinnon curse is, if you have food, you should just go ahead and take some of it and rub it on your chest. Just start there and then go ahead and eat your meal, because some's going to end up there. It doesn't matter what you eat, where you eat it, how you eat it, something will end up on your shirt every time. My mom's sweatshirts and stuff, I got it from her. You know, and now Kai, he's got it from me. He's always getting it. So we're going down there. We stop halfway down, go into Safeway to use the bathroom, and I go to the mirror and I look, and I've got these 3 great big grease stains on my bright pink polo shirt that I'm wearing for the 1-year-old's birthday. And I took one look at it. I'm like, oh, God, I can't believe that. So I tried to put a little water on it. I'm like, well, that didn't help. That's just making it worse. So we came out and I showed Dawn. She goes, well, you got to get a shirt. And I'm like, where am I going to get a shirt? And I look we're standing in the parking lot and I go, does CVS Pharmacy sell shirts? She goes, I think they might. I go, okay, I'm going to go over there and see if I can find a shirt. So I go in there, I walk in, FIFA, big sign, FIFA jerseys, half price.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not jerseys. They're just these real cheap Chinese shirts. But they had one extra large, and it was Argentina. So I am now an Argentina fan, because that's, if you look at any shirt, any pictures of me at my 1-year-old granddaughter's birthday, I'm wearing an Argentina shirt.
Isn't that Lionel?
Messi?
Yeah,
Messi, yeah.
He's my favorite. I don't know anything about him, but he's not flashy. Like David Beckham and all of his tattoos and
right. He's just a soccer player, and he's an old dude. He's like 40.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for the old guys. I root for him hard.
What was
now.
it? Pele was the only one, and he was so famous that in spite of us not knowing a thing about football, he was still famous.
That's how famous that dude was. That's how good he invented shit. The bicycle kick and stuff.
Pele.
He invented it. Yeah. They had Brazil. That I would have bought the Brazil, but they only had it in medium. And then
that's green and red.
It's a bright yellow one at CVS. I don't know what it normally is. But
yeah, it must have just the flash.
So, but anyway, I bought that, and that'll be Kai. I'll have a shirt to wear for the next 2 soccer matches. But I can wear an XL now. I've lost over 20 pounds because of the Monjaro.
So that's from 235 down?
I'm at, I was at 225, and I was back up to about just 230 this morning, but I haven't eaten all day. I've had a cup of noodles for lunch, because I'm like, I got to eat something. I can't go all day without eating.
Cup of noodles?
Yeah. And that's
pork flavored ramen?
Chicken. And that's it. And I'm not hungry now. It's dinner time.
Did I ever tell you about the time I put a can of green beans and a can of cream of celery soup in one of those ramen packages? It had like a cajillion grams of sodium. It wiped me out. No, I'm not joking, Tom. I was sick for 3 days. Salt poisoning. I couldn't get enough water. I'd wake up in the middle of the night for 2 nights in a row, man, and have craving water because I didn't read the label on
and you
the
couldn't have picked
packaging.
3 worse things. let me find the 3 most sodium concentrated foods and mix them together
And then dip pizza in it. Oh man, it was brutal, but it was wonderful, of course.
for the few minutes you were eating it. It was heaven.
Green beans, cream of celery soup, and ramen. Yum.
That's
If I'd have
perfect.
baked it, sprinkled some breadcrumbs on it.
All right, I got the notice that we're going to get shut down, so let's achieve something. What do you think?
Well, really, I would certainly take time out if you and I don't know how best, but if you were to take step 1, step 2, step 3, and put in order the steps you took in order to create content, I would apply time so that you and I could engage and seriously double team the animated aspect. Or Vincent went to a party where they had a live nude model. And of course it was a dude.
Of course.
But he painted him blue like.
Did you ever watch Ally McBeal?
Oh yeah.
The one where they had the model, she was in there and he had a huge dick and she couldn't wait to date him. That's all she could think about. And so she stalked him till they went out. She wanted to ride the big horse.
I think that was the episode that turned old what was the guy, Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Oh, what's his name? Not the director, not
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford, yeah.
Harrison Ford, didn't he end up with Ally McBeal?
Oh, did he? I don't know.
Callista Flockhart?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a little sweet young prize for him, man. They've been married. I think they've been married 25 or 30 years.
Yeah. That's funny. So, but anyway, maybe our next one, we could come with maybe some ideas of directions, because there's some subjects I think that maybe we could agree on that we could go for, because this has to be our content. This is what we create,
So let's, depending upon what you got going, other than a good buzz, let's just hang up when the meeting ends. Let's just come back and FaceTime. I'm actually gonna lose power.
Yeah, and I got to go home and do my.
But ultimately, you could then show me a chart, or not a chart, but just a piece of paper that says you've got to go into this program, and you get there through settings, and it's and if you get me there, and it's just repetition, it really is just program my programmer.
But are you using you back on the pad, or are you still using your phone?
I'm just using the phone, but I know that I need to make a commitment, because I'm interested in content development. I've had little fantasies going off in my head for years and never had the wherewithal.
Right. Like we talked about the drunk lady. Here's I get a drink, and so we know we can do it. It's just a matter of doing it. But this was another idea I just had. I was thinking I put a camera up here on the top, and I video the screens right here behind me and my keyboard. And when I do come in here to make like California history, I video it.
Right.
And that gives me not just the because I spent 2 hours creating 15 minutes worth of content, but I'd have 2 hours worth of content too. I have to talk my way through it, but that might be something.
I think you're onto something, because like you said, you're spending the 2 hours enjoying your time. I mean, so.
But maybe I can get a benefit out of it, extra. Get a little extra bump. So.
And I imagine there's more people, like for years and years, I've lobbied Vincent about being a humorous animator. He does voices, and none of them are professional and or thought out and practiced, but he's engaged in stand-up comedy and or story time or whatever with a group of friends for 5 or 6 years. I mean, he is. We went out and watched him one time, and he had a routine around a forest ranger talking about various varmints and.
Well, I saw this lady that was her was on Facebook, and basically what she said was, film everything and post it. She goes, I do. She goes, I post stuff at my house. It's a mess. I still show it. And I'm like, I got to clean this up. And people make comments, and then they get this whole conversation going. And she goes, and you know what? I don't care as long as they're talking about it, because
Right.
I'm going to get paid at the end of the month.
Right. And it's not exactly Kardashians.
Yeah.
With full access, I mean.
Yeah, it's just some chick, hanging out in her house and wherever she's at. So.
And I just have these, freaky thoughts that all of a sudden you got a Goldie Hawn like figure in a bikini dancing on a platform. And it's all about you, and then all of a sudden you got this subliminal message.
Instead of editing, all of a sudden it's like, wait, what is that? Pornhub? And it'll get shut down.
Superimpose or whatever. You could do a dance pole and film a chick going down, but actually play it back with her going up. It's a standard gag.
Spinning her way up. That's kind of funny. All right, it's going to shut us down. 2 minutes. So
say goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
Bye. Talk to you later.
Okay.